one of the most unsettling parts of getting older is not knowing how fast your body is actually aging. You may feel fine one day and unusually tired the next, unsure whether it is normal or a warning you should not ignore. And the truth is, aging does not always show up on the surface. It does not announce itself with wrinkles or gray hair. It often hides inside small daily changes most people never think about. But here's the part that creates the real curiosity. Doctors around the world quietly track 7 powerful aging indicators that reveal far more about your future health than any blood test or fitness gadget. These indicators have been studied for years, and they can predict your real life expectancy with surprising accuracy after 60. And here is the twist that catches most people off guard. None of these indicators have anything to do with how you look, how much you weigh, or how old you appear on the outside. They are based on how your body performs in simple everyday situations. By the end of this video, you will know the 7 indicators doctors pay the closest attention to, how each one works, and what it can tell you about your long-term health and longevity. Indicator 1. Walking speed. There is a simple daily action that predicts survival more accurately than most people ever realize. It does not require a machine, a test, or even a doctor. It is your natural walking speed. The pace that predicts long life is actually faster than most people think. When doctors study aging, they often look at walking speed before anything else, because it quietly reveals how strong the body really is on the inside. Helen from Colorado learned this during her morning routine. She had always taken the same path around her neighborhood. It was peaceful, familiar, and the perfect way to begin her day. But over the years, she noticed something subtle. The route that once felt easy now took her longer. She was not out of breath, but her pace had become slower, her steps shorter, and she found herself pausing to regain rhythm. At first she brushed it off, assuming it was a normal part of aging. But one morning, she decided to check the time on her phone. The difference shocked her. What used to take her 15 minutes was now stretching close to 20. Nothing dramatic had happened, but the slow change unsettled her. Instead of ignoring it, Helen became curious. She started tracking her pace, paying attention to how her body felt each morning. Then she made one small adjustment. She added a light warm-up before walking, just a few simple movements to loosen her legs. After a week, she increased her pace slightly, not pushing hard, just lifting her feet with more intention. Slowly she felt something shift. Her steps became lighter, her breathing steadier, her energy stronger. The walk began feeling like it once did years before. What Helen did not know at first is that walking speed is one of the clearest reflections of cardiovascular strength. A strong heart pushes oxygen-rich blood through the body efficiently. Healthy circulation keeps the legs moving with less effort. When walking speed slows, it often means the heart and muscles are struggling quietly. But when speed improves, it signals that the entire system is becoming more resilient. This indicator is not about racing or pushing yourself. It is about the natural pace your body chooses when you walk comfortably. That pace alone can reveal how well you are aging. Takeaway: a steady, brisk walking speed shows your heart, lungs, and muscles are aging in sync and staying strong. Indicator 2. Grip strength. When the hands start feeling weaker, when simple tasks become harder, many shrug it off as a minor inconvenience. But weaker hands are not just about jars, lids, or grocery bags. Doctors consider grip strength one of the most dependable predictors of lifespan. The problem is that most seniors ignore this early warning sign because it feels too small to matter. Mark from Pennsylvania had this experience without realizing how important it was. One afternoon, he tried to open a jar of pasta sauce, something he had done 1,000 times before. But this time, the lid barely moved. He tried again, gripping tighter, twisting harder, but the strength just was not there. He laughed it off at first, thinking his hands were tired. But over the next few weeks, he noticed more little changes. Carrying bags felt heavier. Turning doorknobs required more effort. Even gripping the steering wheel felt different. None of it was painful, but it bothered him enough to pay attention. Curious, Mark looked into what could cause this slow decline. That is when he discovered something surprising. Grip strength does not just measure hand power, it reflects the strength of the entire body. When grip weakens, it often means total muscle mass is declining. And that decline affects mobility, balance, metabolism, and even the immune system. Studies show that people with stronger grip strength tend to live longer because their muscles are more resilient. Their bodies handle stress better, and they recover faster from illness or injury. Muscle loss after 60 happens faster than most people realize. The hands show it before the legs or back. Hands work hard, so they wear out quickly. When Mark learned this, he made small changes. He added light hand exercises, lifted household items a few times a day, and used a simple squeeze ball while watching TV. The transformation was subtle but steady. Within weeks, the jar that once felt impossible opened easily again. His grip felt firmer, and with it came something deeper, a sense of strength returning through his whole body. Grip strength is more than a hand measurement. It is a snapshot of how well your muscles, nerves, and overall system are aging together. Takeaway: stronger grip strength signals stronger total body resilience and a longer, healthier life. Indicator 3. Balance time. There is a simple movement that silently reveals how well your body is aging, yet most people never think to test it. It takes only a few seconds, requires no equipment, and the results can be surprisingly accurate in predicting longevity. Your ability to balance on one leg is not just a physical skill. It reflects the condition of your brain, your nerves, and your entire coordination system. When balance begins to fade, it is often an early signal that deeper changes are happening in the body long before you feel them. Susan from Washington learned this in the most unexpected way. One morning she was putting on her shoes the same way she always had, standing on one foot while lifting the other. But this time something unusual happened. She wobbled. She reached for a chair. She tried again, and the same thing happened. She had never struggled with balance before, so the moment rattled her. At first she blamed tired legs or a bad night of sleep. But the next day, and the next, she noticed the same instability. Even standing still felt different, like her body was a half-second behind her movements. Concerned, Susan decided to learn more. That is when she discovered that balance is tightly connected to neurological aging. The brain, muscles and nerves constantly communicate to keep you upright. When that communication slows, even slightly, balance becomes harder. And studies show that people with better balance tend to live longer because they have stronger neural pathways, healthier muscles, and lower risk of falls, a major cause of injury after 60. Instead of panicking, Susan made small changes. She began practicing a simple daily habit, standing on one foot for a few seconds at a time, using a countertop for support when needed. She also added gentle side steps and heel-to-toe walking while waiting for her coffee to brew. At first she could barely hold the position without shaking. But with daily practice, her balance improved. Her steps felt more controlled, and she no longer reached for walls while moving around her house. She even noticed a boost in confidence during walks, especially on uneven ground. What Susan realized is that balance is not just about strength. It is about how well your nervous system is aging, how quickly your muscles respond, and how coordinated your movements remain over time. Takeaway: steady balance shows your brain, nerves, and muscles are aging in harmony, protecting your mobility and long-term independence. Indicator 4. Nighttime recovery. There is a hidden part of aging that most people never pay attention to. You may eat well, move your body, and stay active, yet still feel older than you should. The reason often shows up at night. Nighttime recovery, or how well your body repairs itself while you sleep, is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Many seniors think poor sleep is normal. They accept restlessness, waking up tired, or tossing and turning as part of getting older. In reality, these are signals that the body is not healing the way it used to. Bill from New Jersey learned this after months of feeling exhausted for no clear reason. He went to bed early, he avoided caffeine, he kept a routine, yet every morning he felt the same heavy fatigue in his legs and a foggy feeling in his mind. It frustrated him because he tried so hard to stay healthy, but his energy kept slipping. One night, after waking up for the third time, he decided to look deeper into what might be happening. He discovered something surprising. Nighttime recovery is not just about sleep duration. It is about sleep quality, how deeply the body enters repair mode. During deep sleep, the brain clears toxins, the muscles rebuild, inflammation drops, and the heart gets a chance to rest. But when sleep is shallow or constantly interrupted, the body stays in a state of stress. Over time, this weakens immunity, increases inflammation, speeds up muscle loss, and accelerates aging. Bill realized his problem was not how long he slept, but how lightly he slept. So he made small changes. He dimmed lights earlier in the evening, stopped screens before bed, and added a short relaxation routine. Within a week he noticed something remarkable. He woke up feeling more refreshed. His legs felt lighter, his mind felt clearer. The slow, dragging mornings started fading away. The difference was not dramatic at first, but each day he felt just a little stronger and more restored. Nighttime recovery predicts longevity because it reflects how well your organs, muscles, brain, and immune system reset each night. When recovery is strong, the body ages more slowly. When recovery weakens, everything from balance to memory to energy begins to decline. Takeaway: deep, consistent nighttime recovery keeps your body repairing itself fully, helping you age with strength and clarity. Indicator 5. Emotional resilience. There is an aging predictor most people overlook because it has nothing to do with muscles, diet, or physical fitness. It is emotional resilience, the ability to recover from stress, frustration, or unexpected challenges. Doctors have found that emotional patterns can predict longevity just as accurately as physical health markers. The tension comes from this. Many seniors assume mood changes are harmless or simply part of aging. But chronic stress, worry, or emotional withdrawal quietly accelerate aging from the inside out. Linda from Georgia discovered this during a period of overwhelming stress. She had always been upbeat, but after a challenging year, she noticed changes she could not ignore. Her energy dipped. Her sleep grew shallow. Small problems felt heavier. Even her appetite shifted. At first, she believed it was just emotional fatigue. But one afternoon, after feeling unusually drained from a simple errand, she decided to look into the connection between stress and aging. What she learned surprised her. Emotional resilience affects the entire body because of stress hormones. When the body stays stressed for too long, cortisol levels rise, increasing inflammation, weakening the immune system, and slowing down muscle and bone repair. Over time, this speeds up biological aging, even if someone eats well and stays active. Scientists now believe emotional resilience is one of the strongest predictors of long-term heart health and lifespan after 60. Determined to improve, Linda made one simple change. Each morning she took 5 minutes to do something calming, listening to soft music, sitting quietly with tea, or writing down one thing she felt grateful for. It was a small routine, but surprisingly powerful. Within a couple of weeks, she noticed subtle shifts. She handled daily stress more calmly. Her sleep deepened. Her energy returned. Even her face felt more relaxed, as if her body had been waiting to exhale. Emotional resilience is not about avoiding stress. It is about how quickly the mind and body return to balance. People who bounce back faster tend to live longer because their heart, brain, and immune system stays stable even when life becomes difficult. Takeaway: strong emotional resilience protects your heart, your immune system, and your long-term longevity more than most people ever realize. Indicator 6. Mobility flexibility. There is a quiet aging indicator that most people mistake as harmless stiffness. They feel tight when they get out of bed, slow when bending down, or uncomfortable when reaching for something on a high shelf. Many brush it off with a simple excuse that they are just getting older. Loss of mobility and flexibility is one of the earliest predictors of functional decline after 60, and it reveals much more about long-term health than most people expect. The body becomes stiff long before it becomes weak, and that stiffness is a signal that your joints, muscles, and connective tissues are aging faster than you think. Carlos from California discovered this one morning while tying his shoes. He bent forward, and something felt different. Not painful, but tight, almost like his body resisted the movement. Over the next few weeks, he noticed it more. Turning in bed felt harder. Reaching into the back seat of his car took extra effort. Even small bends at the knees felt restricted. He assumed it was normal. Everyone around him said stiffness happens with age. But a moment during a grocery trip changed everything. While picking up a bag, he lost his balance slightly because his hips did not move the way he expected. That tiny wobble frightened him more than the stiffness itself. Curious and concerned, Carlos looked into what mobility really meant. He learned that flexibility is not only about loose muscles, it reflects the health of the joints, tendons, and connective tissues. When flexibility declines, it signals reduced blood flow to those tissues, weaker muscle response, and slower recovery. Studies show that people who maintain mobility tend to keep their independence longer, recover faster from illness, and reduce their risk of injury. Stiffness is often the first sign that the body is losing its range of motion and adapting to aging in ways that reduce quality of life. Carlos made a few small changes. Each morning, instead of rushing into his day, he spent 2 minutes doing gentle movements, raising his arms overhead, rotating his ankles, and bending side to side. He did not push or stretch deeply. He simply reminded his body how it used to move. Within days, he felt small improvements. Within weeks, he felt noticeably freer. The simple act of restoring mobility brought back ease and movements he thought were gone. Flexibility is a direct reflection of how smoothly your body is aging. When you move easily, your joints, muscles, and tissues stay younger longer. Takeaway: maintaining flexibility protects your mobility, independence, and overall longevity by keeping your body moving the way it was designed to move. Indicator 7. Social engagement. There is an aging predictor so unexpected that many people never link it to longevity at all. It has nothing to do with blood pressure, diet, or muscle strength. It is social engagement, the level of connection you maintain with others. And here is the shocking part. Studies show that isolation accelerates aging as much as smoking. while strong social ties can extend life by years. Yet many seniors slowly drift into isolation without realizing how deeply it affects the body and mind. Rita from Illinois experienced this after her daily routines began to change. She ate alone more often. Her phone rang less. Outings she once enjoyed felt like effort. At first, she believed she simply needed more rest. But over time, she noticed her energy dipping, her motivation shrinking, and her mood becoming quieter and heavier. She went from being active and cheerful to feeling disconnected without understanding why. One evening, while reading an article about longevity, she came across something that made her pause. Social engagement was listed as one of the strongest predictors of long-term survival after 60. The explanation stunned her. Social interaction helps regulate stress hormones, protects the heart, boosts immunity, strengthens cognition, and keeps emotional health stable. When people isolate, even unintentionally, inflammation rises, stress increases, and cognitive decline becomes more likely. It is not the number of friends that matters. It is the feeling of connection, purpose, and belonging that keeps the body biologically younger. Realizing she needed change, Rita took a small but powerful step. She joined a local walking group. The commitment was simple, 1 walk a week, but the impact was immediate. She met new people, shared stories, and laughed more than she had in months. With each walk, she felt lighter. Her energy returned, her sleep improved, her motivation grew. More importantly, she felt connected again, part of something larger than her daily routine. Social engagement is not just emotional support. It is a biological signal that tells the body it is safe, supported, and part of a community. That signal alone slows aging more than many people ever imagine. Takeaway: staying socially connected strengthens your mood, immunity, and long-term longevity, protecting you in ways that go far beyond companionship. Common mistakes. Even when people understand these powerful aging indicators, 3 everyday behaviors can quietly make them worse. And one of these mistakes is something almost all seniors unknowingly do without realizing the long-term impact. The first mistake is moving less on low-energy days. Many believe resting more will help, but skipping movement slows circulation, weakens muscles, and worsens walking speed and balance. The correction is simple: take short, gentle movement breaks throughout the day to keep your body responsive. The second mistake is ignoring poor sleep. Many seniors accept restless nights as normal, but shallow sleep disrupts nighttime recovery, drains energy, and accelerates aging. The correction is creating a calming pre-sleep routine that signals the body to transition into deeper rest. The third and most common mistake is withdrawing socially without noticing. Skipping small interactions or staying home too often quietly reduces emotional resilience and increases biological stress. The correction is adding just 1 weekly connection, a call, a walk, or a conversation, to keep the mind and body supported. Fixing these 3 habits strengthens every aging indicator and helps the body age more slowly and more confidently. Bonus tip: there is one simple daily action that boosts nearly every aging indicator, and the surprising part is that it takes less than 20 seconds. Most people overlook it because it seems far too easy to make a real difference, but it strengthens the heart, sharpens balance, improves circulation, and even calms the nervous system. The action is a single slow inhale through the nose, followed by a long controlled exhale, while gently engaging your core. This brief breathing pattern sends a powerful signal through the body. It resets your heart rate, steadies your balance, improves blood flow to the legs, and lowers stress hormones that accelerate aging. It also enhances nighttime recovery by relaxing the muscles and preparing the mind for rest. The payoff shows up in every indicator. Walking feels smoother because your circulation improves. Grip strength gets better because your muscles receive more oxygen. Balance steadies because the nervous system becomes more responsive. Even emotional resilience strengthens as stress levels drop. In just a few seconds, this simple breath pattern helps your body shift into a healthier rhythm that supports longevity from the inside out. Conclusion: your body sends messages every day about how well you are aging. And now you understand the 7 key indicators doctors rely on most after 60. Walking speed, grip strength, balance, nighttime recovery, emotional resilience, flexibility, and social engagement each reveal a different piece of your long-term health story. When these indicators grow stronger, you age with more energy, more confidence, and more independence. You are no longer guessing how your body is changing. You know exactly what to watch and how to improve it. And if you want more simple, science-backed videos that help you stay strong through every stage of life, subscribe and continue your journey in the next video.